February is American Heart Month, which means that it's important more than ever to be highlighting the importance of preventing heart disease and to prioritize heart health. And a West Bloomfield student is doing just that, and they were just honored by the American Heart Association as one of their 2025 Teen Impact nominees for all of the work they do in prioritizing heart health. That student joins us right now on The Splash, Matilda Edvardsson. Matilda, great to see you.
Nice to see you.
Really happy to be getting into this conversation. First of all, congratulations on your nomination. What is it like to be recognized by the American Heart Association in this way?
Yeah, so it's a really great honor because with my work with WBHS Heart, I have been striving to raise awareness about sudden cardiac arrest in my local community through CPR training events, AED awareness, and our most recent student heart check event at West Bloomfield High School. So now that I get to bring it further with the American Heart Association, I'm so thrilled, and I can't wait to even make a bigger impact and raise money for the American Heart Association and spread awareness even more.
Well, it's amazing to hear of all of the great accomplishments that have already come your way with West Bloomfield Has a Heart, which is your organization that is helping to prioritize and educate a lot of people about heart health here in Greater West Bloomfield. And you've been doing a lot of great stuff throughout this month of February to continue your mission. What have you guys been working on to promote heart health this month so far?
Well, so on February 1st, we kicked it off with our student heart checks at West Bloomfield High School, where we had around 350 students come and get their heart checked by cardiologists. And so they got an EKG, an echocardiogram, blood pressure check, and they got CPR trained. So that really helped to identify students with any heart issues that they were unaware of. And because the Teen of Impact just began February 7th, I'm working with my HOSA chapter to find ways to raise money and spread awareness. So we are figuring that all out soon.
And go into a little bit about the importance of the CPR training that you guys were offering, because I'd imagine that it's a little more complicated than what you typically see in CPR training as it's sometimes portrayed in the media.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, CPR training is really crucial because if sudden cardiac arrest ever happens, you don't know what to do and you might panic. And having that further training that can really make sure that lives are saved. And it's honestly easier than it seems. When you get a little bit of education on it, it can really go a long way.
Fantastic. And teaching all of these great things to your fellow classmates, that's got to be an incredible feeling. What has been their response in taking in this knowledge? And do you feel that it has already made a difference throughout the rest of the community with your fellow students?
Honestly, I think it has made a big impact because prior to West Bloomfield Has Heart, many students were unaware of the dangers of sudden cardiac arrest and didn't really know the difference between sudden cardiac arrest and a heart attack and how it can honestly impact students because it's mainly thought that it impacts older people. So I've heard great things from students, and it has been a talk around the school, and I think that is really important because it gets people thinking about the importance of educating themselves.
For those just joining us right now in The Splash, we have Matilda Edvardsson, a West Bloomfield High School student who was just recently nominated by the American Heart Association as one of their 2025 Teen Impact nominees for all of her great work in educating the general community about heart health. And I want to get into talking about all of these great things that you're doing for the community, but what has been the community's response to everything that you've been doing from maybe some of the West Bloomfield officials?
Yeah, so we've had great responses. We've had the fire department helping with our CPR training and promoting our events. We've had the West Bloomfield Youth Assistants give grants and promote us even more on social media. And members in the community have bought on our t-shirts to spread our logo around and educate people on what WBS Heart is and our mission. And I think we've reached many community members, not just in the school, but beyond that. And I think that's really inspiring.
That is great. And with this being American Heart Month, there's always things that people can be educated on that maybe they weren't typically aware of when it comes to heart health. What are some factors for heart disease that maybe people might not be typically aware of?
Yeah, so honestly, like having a heart disease, like you might not know because you might not have family history. It's not always because of family history. And there's a bunch of different things that can be going wrong in your heart that people aren't aware of. It could be a heart valve, it could be anything like that. And that's really why getting a heart check and educating yourself on what to do if sudden cardiac arrest happens to one of your loved ones is really important. So getting a heart check, you are aware that there's nothing wrong with your heart, because heart checks, they're not part of yearly physicals. So having a heart check event at our high school is really important, so students ages 13 to 18 can come and make sure their heart is healthy.
That's great. And you're absolutely right. It's important to have this information, whether you yourself are experiencing a heart episode or somebody you know and love is experiencing one as well. My father's had heart issues a couple times in his life. It's been terrifying, and it's been good to have this information should something like this happen again. And he knows this information as well, should he experience something like this again himself. But why is it important, especially for people your age, to be understanding these fundamentals?
It's really important because sudden cardiac arrest is rising across the nation, on teenagers specifically. So it's happening during sports, especially to athletes because of the stress on their heart, and not even just sports, but in the classrooms too. So that's why it's really important we equip schools with AEDs and CPR training amongst the staff and the coaches and the students. And it's really important for students to know that they can be at risk and that they should know the steps to take if sudden cardiac arrest occurs.
Well, it's great to have that information out there. I won't hold up too much more of your time, Matilda. I do have one more question for you. Once American Heart Month passes, once this month is over, what other things are you going to be doing to continue to educate the community on heart disease and to continue to make these strides here in West Bloomfield?
Well, I hope to expand this beyond the community of West Bloomfield and hopefully inspire other communities and schools to start their own West Bloomfield Has Heart chapter, and hopefully even turn this to a Michigan Has Heart, making sure that all the schools in Michigan are equipped with the things they need to stay prepared and to stay safe.
Well, it's incredible to hear of everything you do, and we thank you so much for everything you do. Best of luck to the future. Matilda, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you so much for having me.